are the sister concern of Amazon. We all know Amazon, and they provide cloud computing platforms to Igniter100. Because Igniter100, to start with, is related to fintech projects, financial and technology. So everything is online. It's not a traditional kind of business, a restaurant or a chicken shop, anything like that. That's why they need the servers, the storages and everything. That's why Amazon Web Services are there. Startup Funding Club is an FCA regulated body, and this is also a pool of angel investors and businesses. So once you're a member of Startup Funding Club, which Igniter100 is, you can actually become a part of a network of angel investors and other companies as well. Apart from that, Startup Funding Club's management, they are the experts in startup companies. That's what we deal in Igniter100. So all the external projects which we'll be discussing in moving forward, most of the projects have been recommended by Startup Funding Club, the management itself, because they are the experts in it. And Onfido is a company that does KYC and data holding for Igniter100's investors and clients. So we can see here that most of the admin work is, they have given the responsibility of admin work to the third parties, because Igniter100's management, they don't want to make themselves busy in doing admin work. They want to put most of their time towards building and developing the projects. That's why all these partners and advisors are here with us. Now, very important, who is behind the company? Who are the people who are running the company? So the four gentlemen you see on the top, they are the main four people leading the company, Mr. Florian Kruger and Mr. Abdurrahman Sandhu. They are the company's directors. And Oliver Marks and Omar Fogliadini, they are the business development directors. Mr. Florian Kruger, he has worked with Deutsche Bank for 15 years as a project manager, developed so many products for his bank and for other banks, and not just developed, literally taken those products from zero to literally a very high level. Plus, he's a motivational speaker in the corporate world as well. So different companies, they invite Mr. Florian Kruger as a motivational speaker. And Mr. Abdurrahman Sandhu, he is an FCCA certified accountant. So once you are a qualified accountant and you opens your own accountancy firm, you have to run your firm for at least 10 years to get the FCCA certification. Both of the directors are based in London. And Oliver Marks, he strategized businesses, different businesses. He has worked with HP, he has worked with Sony Entertainment, and he is the person who developed and designed Sony PlayStation 2. Now, Omar Fogliadini is a person, he lives in Switzerland. He is a blockchain and block tag expert. He is one of the member, the team that developed BitShare. He was one of that team member. Now, rest of the people we see at the bottom, they are for the admin work, like Ash is for support, and we've got blockchain consultant as Steve Aurora looks after the web designing and everything, and project management, Rehan Qureshi. These are the corporate team members of the company. Excuse me. Now, the business model of Igniter100 is very, very, very simple. Igniter100 funds startup companies in fintech sector, not the traditional businesses, only companies related to financial and technology and innovation. That's where their funding goes. And further, they have categorized into two: external projects and internal projects. They don't, it's not just that they're providing funds for them to start their company or to develop their project. They provide the environment for them to grow as well. That's why we call that Igniter100 is not just a crowdfunding company, it's a technology incubator, because they provide environment to grow. Now, external projects are those projects which does not belong to Igniter100, but up to some extent, Igniter100 has funded those projects to start and to develop. And internal projects are those projects which belongs to Igniter100. They hold equity of those projects, they develop those projects, they run those projects, they grow that project, and all the revenue which has been, which internal projects generate goes to Igniter100. They have already funded nearly 100 projects so far. Most of the projects are based in UK because it's a British company, so their main focus is UK. And some of the projects are based in Western Europe. And it's not something that if they have funded 100 projects, so all the projects are in development phase. No, some of the projects are live in the market, running, generating revenue. Some are just about to launch. Some are going through literally phase 1 and phase 2, and some are in pipeline. So it's going to be a circle. When we talk about external projects, we have a massive list of it. We cannot discuss all that list here in presentation. So I'm just going to go through a couple of these projects just to give you an idea that what kind of technology and what kind of projects they are into. So 3D Me is an app under development. This is related to online fashion industry. So what does this app do? This creates a 3D avatar of your body, of your image. And when you shop clothes online, you can actually see yourself wearing those clothes, sitting like while wearing. You can actually sit and see that while sitting if it's tight from somewhere. So it's literally an online fitting room. Now, Polysolar is a project which is active, running in the market. They make solar panels, but not the normal solar panels, what we normally see on the rooftops. They make glass solar panels, tinted glass, and they ask us to install it in the doors and mirrors. So it's going to act as a glass, but they're going to produce energy as well at the same time. And it's a running project. Igniter is a company that is making a hybrid passenger plane. Now, we all know that hybrid is going to be a very, very big market in coming years. Like, I'm not talking about next 10 years, I'm talking about next couple of years. It's going to be very huge. So this is not just a technology in someone's mind. They have already designed this technology, made their first test flight as well. Okay, and Vital, again, it's a running project. Vital.com is the website. They do personalized vitamins. Now, vitamins are healthcare, health sector. How it's related to fintech, because this is a special kind of project. When you want multivitamins from Vital, they ask you for your blood, and they can do a DNA test or a blood test for you, and they make personalized vitamins best suitable for your body. Now, these I'm just going to explain you these 4 to give you an idea that what literally Igniter100 is doing, in which sector they are funding, and they are helping projects to grow. One more project I'll show you a very quick video, just a 1-minute video. This is one of my favorite projects, that's called FingoPay. Okay, so let's watch the video first, and then I'll talk a little bit about it.
We all have a unique vein pattern hidden in our fingers. Now this intricate biometric signature can be used to identify you and pay for transactions. There's no need for cash, cards, or mobile. FingoPay uses Hitachi Vein ID technology. Harmless infrared light maps the 3D pattern of your veins. As finger vein patterns are inside the body and invisible from the outside, unlike fingerprints, they leave no trace and cannot be copied. It is an ideal biometric for high security authentication. The image is converted into an encrypted template and matched to the one stored on our database. It confirms your identity in a matter of seconds. FingoPay is an efficient, intelligent, and secure way to handle transactions for payment as unique as you.
Okay, as you've seen already, it's going to be a new payment system to be introduced in UK. According to my best knowledge, next year they're going to start setting up their terminals, and they're not operational yet, but they have already built a very good and huge client portfolio. For example, National Health Service of UK, NHS, all the parking lots that belongs to NHS, they have already signed a contract with FingoPay. Some of the universities and some of the very famous superstores chain, they have signed contract with FingoPay. And in very near future, we'll be using this method as the mode of payment. Now, we all know Hitachi, the electronics company. they are the largest stakeholders in FingoPay. They've got 40% of the stake, and all the machinery has been designed by Hitachi itself. That's all about our external projects. Once you sign up with Igniter100, once you are into the system, you're going to get your back office and you're going to have the complete list of projects. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, that in presentation it's not possible because there are more than 80 projects. It's not possible to cover all those 80 projects here. So once you're going to be in the system, you'll be able to access all of the projects and see what the projects are, read about them, watch the videos and everything, what's operational, which project is going through which phase, all of the information is provided. So I'm going to unmute all of you. So before we move towards internal projects, let's discuss a little bit about this. And if you have any questions, please fire away your questions. I'll be more than happy to help you with that. Okay, so you guys are unmuted now. Guys, do you have any question regarding the company itself and or whatever I have explained so far? Do you have any questions related to this part? I believe it's pretty much clear then. Greg, shall we move on?
Yes. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody is clear about what is explained. Right, we're only going to cover Solmax. I think some of the pressing questions are around Solmax.
That's fine. I'll carry on with the presentation and then we'll take the questions at the Solmax part then.
Okay.
I really needed to see it.
Okay, so let's talk about internal projects, and I will request every one of you to pay as much attention as you can because these things are really big and very interesting. So I mentioned already, internal projects are Igniter100's own projects and they hold 100% equity of these projects, and all the revenue generated from these projects goes to Igniter100 as well. Now, just before I start explaining you internal projects, I want to tell you one more thing, that these 6 projects are not the only internal projects Igniter100 has. There are more projects which they are working on, and there's a project cryptoshop.co.uk that's already live, running, and you can buy 6 major cryptocurrencies from that shop, and some are up after these projects, some are in pipeline as well. Some they are working on some of them and they are waiting literally to launch these projects, and then they're going to start more projects. So let's start with Practiceba. Practiceba is a live project. The website is practiceba.co.uk. It's been running for nearly 4 months now. It's a cloud-based accountancy software for professional accountants, having 16 modules or 16 services in one software. Now, they are expecting to, at the moment in that software, they have 2 services, but eventually they're gonna get to all 16 services. Now, you can see here that it says Practiceba is expected to gain a net worth of £50 million in next 1 year. We are not talking about Igniter100 here. It's just one project of Igniter100. Where does this figure comes from? To explain this, I'm going to give you an example or a comparison of another company, a similar company called Xero. Xero is another cloud-based accountancy software. It's been running for the last 10 years. And in these 10 years, they have managed to build up a net worth of $2.5 billion. And the share price of Xero at currently, I believe it's somewhere around $65. Now, Xero is a very good company. They have grown their business very well. But why we consider ourselves or Practiceba superior to Zero? Because we have 15 additional services. Zero has only one service. So a software, a cloud-based software with one service in 10 years can grow to this level. It means that there is a huge demand in this industry. So what accountants basically do at the moment, they're getting one service from one company, they're getting another service from another company, because there is no company in the market at the moment who is providing all the services under one umbrella. So Practiceba is going to be that company eventually when they'll upgrade to 16 services, having one software. So accountants do not need to go and register themselves with different companies for different services. That's why we consider that Practiceba has got a bigger market than Zero or Sage or any other company out there. Now, next project is URent. URent is a very interesting project. It is related to real estate business, rental market of UK. It's another live project. They just made it operational about 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. And at the moment, probably you will come, maybe you have come across or you will come across the market, the advertising campaign of URent. They are doing heavy marketing, heavy advertisement on Facebook and other social media platforms as well. What does this project do? Zoopla and Rightmove, these are the two companies which are considered to be the UK's largest property giants. And but the thing is that yes, they are the best in the market, but they are not in everyone's access. Only the big fish can actually use Zoopla and Rightmove in their own benefit, because the charges and the fees and the commissions they charge, it's not easy for an individual landlord having a couple of properties to bear those charges. I'm going to give you an example. The example that I'm going to use is the figures are hypothetical. They're not exact figures, but I'm just going to make it round figures to for you to understand it easily. So let's say if you want to advertise your property on Zoopla, what package they're going to offer you? They might say that pay us £1,000 and we'll let you advertise 50 properties for 1 month. Now this means that you are advertising one property for £20, which is a very good price. But do you have 50 properties? This is the question. If I'm a landlord and I own one house or two houses, I'll be only advertising those two houses. Okay, so £1,000 is not cost effective for me, because the rest of the slot for 48 properties, I'm wasting that. So my property is going to cost me £500 each property if I'm advertising 2 properties. And same goes to Rightmove as well. That's where URent comes in the picture. URent says that we're going to charge a lot less than Zoopla and Rightmove, but at the same time, we will advertise your property on Zoopla and Rightmove. So their charges start from £29 per property, depending on what package you are buying. Okay, so in this way, the individuals, landlords, and the small high street property agents, they are not left behind. They always struggle in rental market in UK, because the bigger names who has the portfolio of hundreds of properties, they are utilizing Zoopla and Rightmove to their best benefit. But the small individuals and the small property agents, they are always struggling. Okay, now the good thing is that URent is the only company at the moment in UK working on this concept. There's one other company working on the same concept, but they are into buying and selling of property. URent is into rental market, so we are not competitors in a sense. Yes, the model is same, but we are not competitors. Now, URent has a potential to capture 5% of UK rental market in next few years. This few years could be 1 year, 2 year. Okay, but when this happens, URent alone is going to grow in worth over 300 million. And one more information, Zoopla and Rightmove, they are also fintech businesses. They are not traditional, they are not property agents. I always quote an example of eBay. The way eBay is a platform, it's not a shop. So eBay brings sellers and buyers together on one platform. So eBay is a fintech project as well. Same does Zoopla. They provide a platform for the sellers and the buyers and the landlords and the tenants. Okay, so it's a fintech project as well. And if you see the worth of Zoopla is 919 million pounds, so nearly 1 billion pound. A website cost nearly 1 billion pound. The Zoopla's share price is nearly 490 pounds. Rightmove's share price is nearly 535 pounds. So these are not the shocking figures, to be honest, because we know that the property market, the real estate market in any Western world is huge and it holds a lot of potential. Moving on to one of my favorite projects called Master Index. Now, before I explain you what Master Index is, I'm gonna explain you, or I'm gonna give you some information regarding the gentleman called Gareth Parker. Gareth Parker is the CEO and the founder of a company called Mortgage Benchmark. This company, they develop and they design indices all around the world, not just in UK. And FTSE series is one of their best projects which they have done so far. Not the only, but one of their best projects. Now, FTSE series has so many indices in their series, in their group. For example, FTSE 100, you can see the picture there. FTSE 250, they have FTSE 500, they have FTSE All World, they have FTSE for Good. All these indices were designed by Gareth Parker. And this FTSE series is owned by London Stock Exchange. So one share price of FTSE 100 at the moment is nearly £7,500. And one share price of FTSE 250 is nearly 20 grand. This is one share price. Now we have an advantage, a benefit here, that our master index, which belongs to Igniter100, has been designed and developed by the same gentleman, Gareth Parker. And he is the person who is going to supervise this project as well. So Master Index is a hybrid project. Why we call it hybrid? Because it's gonna be a project where you're gonna have index of stock shares, commodities, bonds, fiat currencies, and cryptos under one umbrella. That's why we call it hybrid. And the good news is Master Index is ready to launch. It's been designed, it's been developed, and very soon we'll see the launch of Master Index, hopefully this year, anytime from now. And it's not been operational, it's not been launched yet, but the valuation, as you can see, has come up to 10 million pounds. So you can imagine that a project that is not operational worth 10 million pounds. Imagine when it's going to be operational, and in 1 year of their, or let's say in their first year of operation, where the value can grow. It can literally go 10 million pound is nothing. 1 year's of operation, it can go nearly to £1 billion. It's very easy because on the face value of Mr. Gareth Parker, Master Index has already reserved and booked a business of few million pounds. So we won't be launching this project and then looking for the customers. No, the customers are already there, and they are not individuals. I'm talking about financial institutions. They are already there waiting for Master Index to launch so they can start business with us. So this is going to be something very, very, very huge. Now, another exciting project, Igniter Pay. Now, we all know, we all belong from Western world. So we know that the trend for e-banking is rising everywhere in Western Europe, in America or Canada or wherever we talk. E-banks are already there, growing their business. It's a new concept. When I say new, doesn't really mean that few months old, let's say few years old, but new means that still the e-banking sector has a lot of room for new products, for new companies to jump in and become the competitors of the old companies. Now, one of the very famous e-bank based in Europe is called Rewallet. I was reading an article that it's not been much time they are in the market, maybe nearly 3 years now, and the net worth of Rewallet has already passed $1.5 billion. Just in 2-3 years, they have grown up to $1.5 billion. And recently, another bank, N26, they took over Rewallet and they have grown their net worth to $2.7 billion. Now, why I'm showing you this? Because as I said earlier, that there is a huge space in this sector. Igniter100 has also developed their e-bank called Igniter Pay. Okay, and it's nearly done. They are working on the app. The app is under development. Okay, and they needed about four licenses from FCA and e-money. So they've been granted most of the licenses. They are just waiting for 1 or 2 more licenses. Once they're gonna receive those licenses, they will be operational, and they have already paid the deposit to Bank of England, so they are ready to go soon as they receive their license from FCA. Crypto Change, next project, it's a crypto exchange. Going to be the very first exchange which is regulated by FCA, Financial Conduct Authority of Jersey. So Jersey is a territory of UK. The way we have our UK FCA, there we have Jersey FCA. It's been regulated. It is the first exchange to be regulated, but it's not going to be the only one, because now Binance and Bittrex are also moving towards regulation. Now there's going to be a competition in the market. So of course, if they won't do that, they'll be left behind anyway. So they have to compete with other exchanges. They have to come up front and do the regulation stuff and everything. Now, good news is we are already regulated. Okay, and this project, we are expecting to launch this project in early next year. And why this project is different than other crypto exchanges? Because in this exchange, traders will be able to buy and sell their cryptocurrency, I'm talking about altcoins, directly against their local fiat currency, avoiding all the long process and all the commission charges which they have to pay to the exchange. For example, if I'm holding Litecoins, to cash out my Litecoins, what I have to do, I have to sell it against BTC. There's going to be a commission, there's going to be an exchange fee involved in that transaction. Then I have to withdraw those BTCs to a selling platform. There's going to be another withdrawal fee which I have to pay, and the receiving platform has a receiving fee. Then I have to sell those BTCs against fiat. I'm again paying a small amount of commission, even though the charges I'm paying on every single transaction are very minor. They are very less. It doesn't affect me at all. But the thing is that still I am paying the charges, and the process is long as well. So what crypto change is going to do, I'll be able to sell my Litecoins directly against pounds on crypto change and withdraw the money straight into my bank account. And even bank is not going to question me. Why? Because it's been regulated.